All right, so here you go. This one is there's no fractions. Thank goodness, fractions are evil, especially in
Mm-hmm.
math. But you gotta say, okay, how do I simplify this? And I think because it's maybe an inequality, you forget that it's really the same rules that you always have, which is that this negative distributes into both terms here, and it changes the sign. Okay. So what I mean by that is this: if it's positive, like the 5x is really positive, then it's -7. The positive 5x becomes negative, the -7 becomes positive. So that's 8 minus 5x plus 7. Does that look okay to you, or do you feel like you need some more explanation on that?
No, that looks good to me.
Okay, now on the right there, you see that -6 on the outside. That is also going to distribute. And now it does more than change the signs this time because, well, it's multiplying. So it's -6x minus 6 minus 9. Does
Mm-hmm.
that look okay to you?
Yep.
All right. So now we're down to a multi-step equation, multi-step inequality, if you will. And your strategy here, there's like three of them. The first thing is to combine like terms.
All
Okay.
right.
So do
Mm-hmm.
you see like terms, for example, on the right there?
6 and 9.
Right. What does -6 minus 9 become?
Minus 15.
Good. And then on the left here, it's +8 and +7. What does that become?
Um, 15.
Yes. So -5x plus 15. Second thing here is you move smaller to larger. And when I say that, I'm referring to -6x and -5x.
Mm-hmm.
Which is smaller, -6x or -5x?
Minus 5x.
So we're looking at a number line, like which is more to the left, -6 or -5? More to the
Oh,
left.
minus 6.
Yeah. So that means you want to actually add 6x to both sides like that. So it becomes x plus 15 greater than or equal to -15, like that. Almost there. It's nice that it got down to just x. How do you undo addition by 15?
Subtracting it.
Subtract 15, yeah. So x is greater than or equal to -30.
All right.
So that is your answer. That goes into A there. I believe last time you were able to check these as we go.
Yeah, do
Uh,
you want me to do that?
I think that would be a good idea if you can. Just be sure you can navigate back to this window.
All right.
If
Okay, yeah. I just have to go grab my school iPad. I'll be right back.
Sure.
All right, I just need to get logged in and I'll tell you right away. Do you mind just telling me what number that this question was?
Doesn't show, unfortunately. I can scroll
Oh,
up to the
oh,
original though.
it's all right.
Well,
I found it. Sorry, I found it. All right. All right, it shows it was right.
great. Okay, so that's kind of the nice one where, there's no fractions and we're
Yeah.
unfortunately going to move into fraction. Uh, okay. I remember on Saturday we are kind of talking about this, what to do here. Um, the the thing is that these fractions, we want to get rid of them. Okay. And so you have to look at the two denominators, 2 and 4, and you have to come up with what's called the least common multiple. Now, what a lot of students do is they just multiply the numbers together, and that does work, but it's not the smallest one. It's not the best choice, but it does work. The least common multiple, if you start writing multiples, you see right away that 4 is the least common multiple. That's the preferred number to multiply both sides of the equation by.
Okay.
Okay, now this next part is even more unclear. I don't know how to make this clear, but we'll just try. On the left here, this is only one term,
All right.
right? And you may not agree with that or like that, but it is only one term. So you only multiply the 1/2 by the 4, just the 1/2.
Okay.
Okay, so if you can go with that for just the moment, 4 times 1/2 is 2, and that is what you then will multiply inside parentheses by. On the right here, on the right side of the inequality, there are two terms. The first term is 3/4 times x minus 5. This whole thing is one term, and then the 5. So you multiply in and multiply in.
All right. So you only multiply the thing on the outside, like not in the parentheses.
Yes, yes, that's perfectly said.
All right.
Okay. So 3/4 times 4 is 3,
Mhm.
and 4 times 5 is 20, like that.
Mhm.
So now this is actually very much like the problem we just did. No negatives or anything like that, but you have to distribute this 2 in, this 3 in. So you end up getting 6x minus 4, 3x minus 15, plus 20. Now, I'd like for you to try to solve this on your own. It's really similar to what we did in the last problem up here. Like it's the same kind of steps, but do you feel comfortable doing that, or would you like another example here?
No, it's okay. I think I feel comfortable.
All right, why don't you give that a try? I just got to step away for 30 seconds, and then I'll be right back to check on your progress and help you with anything. Be right back, though.
All right.
All right. How are you doing on this one?
Well, I mean, I ended up with x is greater than or equal to 9, and it said it was wrong on my math lab.
Okay, so just be careful here. Like when I ask you to work through a bit, because I don't know how many submissions you have left, just let me always check your work. I mean, I'm not trying to leave you on an island or anything. 3x plus 5, you subtract 3x from both sides this time, and then you add 4. So it's 3x greater than or equal to 9. So I think you just the x, you drop that out, divide by 3, divide by 3. X is greater than or equal to 2, 3.
All right. All right. Yeah, I was right.
Excellent. So we can look at another one here with fractions. Yeah. This does look like one back we looked at on Saturday here. You want to find the least common multiple of 5, 8, and 10. And the shortcut is to try multiplying two of the numbers together, like 5 times 8, which is 40, 5 times 10, which is 50, 8 times 10, which is 80. And you check each one, like, does 40 work for all three? Like, does 5 go into 40? Does 8 go into 40? Does 10 go into 40? And if it does, you've got it. And it does in fact work.
All right.
So now, if that's not, I mean, is that okay, or do you want more explanation on that?
No, no, I get it.
Okay. So the next thing here, and we're going to rewrite this so that it looks more like what we did in the previous problem. It's 1/5 times x plus 8 minus 1/8 times 5 plus x greater than or equal to -7 over 10, like this. So now when we multiply everything by 40, and just like we talked about in the previous problem, that 40 goes to the fraction and it goes to the other fraction.
All right. Does it go to the one on the end too, right? Or
Yeah, yes. Just doing one side at a time. So 40 times 1/5, or 40 divided by 5, is 8.
mm-hmm.
And then I mentioned this, I really would encourage you to try it. It's better to divide before multiplying. I know you want to multiply that it creates a huge number. Yeah, dividing by 10 isn't that hard, but 40 divided by 10 is 4, times -7 is -28.
Okay. Right.
Now it's like a problem we've been doing. You have to take that 8. Sorry, I know I scrolled past that, but now we've done a bunch like this. You take that 8 and distribute in, that -5 and distribute in. All right, so this is 8x plus 64 minus 25 minus 5x.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that. Okay.
So could you try solving it from here? And before you submit your answer, go ahead and just check with me. I'd like to make sure you got it.
All right. Yeah, sounds good. All right. I don't know if this is right, but I got x is greater than or equal to 11 over 3.
Let's take a look here. So it's 3x plus 39 greater than or equal to -28. Does that look similar to what you have?
Yeah.
Okay. If it's not, just tell me, because my goal here is my goal is to make sure you get the right answer, and I don't want to have any differences here. So this is -67,
Um,
which,
I think I might have actually added 39 instead of subtracted it.
okay.
Let me just rewrite that. All right, now I'm on the same page.
Excellent. Okay. Let me just double check here, because I'm not liking the answer here, even though I can see that it does appear to be okay. Sometimes I get a feeling that maybe there's something going wrong here. Um, 3x, 39. All right. Looks okay to me. 67 is not divisible by 3, like that.
All right, let me go. see. All right, it's right. Hello?
Good. Any questions on that? Because it's kind of the kind of question here where you get down to the end and you're like, I'm not sure if I've done it right. And it really is kind of, you gotta trust, for lack of
No,
a better word.
you're right. I think my problem with this one is I just wrote like instead of writing plus 39, I wrote minus 39, so I accidentally ended up adding it in the end.
That'll do it. It'll somehow just be a little bit up. And 11/3 is, I mean, it's a fraction. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So this one, kind of like the others here, it's decimals. You want to get rid of the decimal. So in this case, you count the number of decimals. So there's one decimal place there and one decimal place there. And it's 10 for one decimal place. It would be 100 for two decimal places and so on. So you're essentially multiplying everything by 100, everything by 100. But just like with the fractions, it's just the thing on the outside of the parentheses that gets it. I'm sorry, not 110. Boy, last lesson of the day, I get a little wonky. All right, so 10 times 0.4 is 4. And then you've got x plus 7. So we've done enough now that I think you ought to try this from here. I'll check your answer.
All right, sounds good. Hmm. All right, I got x is greater than 4.
So let's take a look here. So 16x minus 20 greater than 4x plus 28. If you have any differences, let me know. Subtract 4x from both sides, add 20. So you get 12x greater than 48. And then, like you said, x is greater than 4. That is perfect.
Yay. All right. All right.
All right.
All right. On this last one, can you just like explain every single thing? Because I tried this one a few times and like, or something similar because it takes me to the next problem and I couldn't do it.
Yeah. The I think the thing with these is like we don't have issues with it used to be you get your phone bill in a box if you sent too many text messages or calls, and we have unlimited data now and texting, and it's just not realistic. It's like, what does this even mean? And like local, there used to be this issue with local and long distance. Ask your parents if you're really curious about that. Um, so the idea here is you have to write something for plan one. Like, what is plan one? Well, plan one is it always $28, okay, no matter what. Plan two is 19 plus 0.04, and I'm gonna use X, okay? I'm gonna use X because I don't know what variable they're using, but X is a good choice here. Um, so the idea here is that plan one is better if you basically want to know when is plan one less than plan two. Because better in this case means cheaper, less money,
Okay.
right? So that means that 28 is less than 19 plus 0.04x. It's like we have plan one and then we have plan two. Do you need more explanation on the equations or this part?
I guess like what words make it that like plan two has to be cheaper? Like,
Plan one has to be cheaper. That's the economical. More economical in this case means cheaper,
all right, I see.
less money.
All right.
So this is the inequality we have to solve. And to do this, we're going to subtract 19 from both sides. 9 is less than 0.04x. This is the point where I probably would, well, I guess we can do that later. 0.04, 0.04. You're gonna divide both sides by that. Do you have a calculator handy to be able to calculate
Yeah,
this?
yeah, I do.
Okay.
All right. I got 475.
Okay. And this is a little bit odd because of the way it's written. You really want the variable to be on the left. The inequality has to still point in the same direction. See how to me it's like pointing at the 475. It's now pointing at the 475.
All right. Um, how is like 9 divided by like such a small number turn it into a big number?
Okay, so let's work that out up to the side here. So 9 divided by 0.04. What you have to look at this. Actually, let me jump down here. The by hand approach it will explain this. So 0.04 is really 4 divided by 100 as a fraction.
Oh, all right.
And
Um,
then if you recall, you never divide fractions, you always multiply by the reciprocal. The reciprocal of what 4 over 100 is 100 over 4, which
oh,
becomes 900 over 4, and that's where you get the number that you mentioned there. Although it's not 475. So let me double check that. 225.
oh, oh, yeah, I see. I put in my calculator wrong.
Good catch to ask because that would be an issue. So it's more economical. Plan, like, to go back to the original, plan one is better than plan two if more than 225 calls are made each month.
All right. All right. I'm all done.
Excellent, excellent.
All right.
So we have some more time tonight. Is there some other things you would like to work on? Some other questions?
Honestly, not really. Like
Okay.
that's pretty much it.
Well, I'm not going to fight you being the last lesson of the day to use up the last bit of time, but are you sure? I'll just ask one more time. Is there anything else that I can help you with tonight? Any other questions you'd like us to do?
No, not like honestly, like that's like the end of all my homework and stuff. And
Okay.
I don't have anything else.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.